Welcome to the first technical session. The session will be chaired by Professor Dr. Vinay Sharma sir and Professor Dr. Kamal Kant Dwivedi sir. Professor Vinay Sharma sir, Dean Research Director, Amity Institute of Biotechnology, Amity University, Rajasthan, has more than 36 years of research and teaching experience in plant sciences. He had earlier served as Associate Professor at IIT Roorkee and Dean and Head at Vanasthali Vidyapeeth. His broad research area are plant stress biology, molecular plant physiology, plant biotechnology, and bioinformatics. With more than 425 research papers to his credit, he has a citation more than 6,000. Sir has mentored around 77 doctoral students. He has an H index of 39 and ITIN index of 143. He has authored 4 textbooks, 5 edited books, and guest editor of 5 research journals on various thematic issues. He has successfully handled projects of DST, ICAR, DST DAD, DST JSPS, DBT, UGC, DRDO, and state DST as either the principal investigator or the co-investigator. He has also been the coordinator of DST FIST, DBT Center of Bioinformatics, DBT MSc Biotechnology programs. Sir is also the life member of 9 prestigious scientific bodies. He is also the fellow of National Academy of Sciences, Biotech Research Society India, Indian Botanical Society, and the Indian Society of Genetics, Biotechnology Research and Development. He has also been honored with several awards and has many accolades to his credit. Sir has chaired sessions and delivered lectures with over 125 invited or inaugural lectures and lead lectures in symposia, seminars, conferences, workshops, etc. Sir has widely traveled abroad for research under many prestigious fellowships, which include the DAD, DST DAD, DST GSPS, INSA DFG, etc. Sir has a rich administrative experience. Overall, he combines the qualities of a great researcher, teacher, administrator, communicator, motivator, and advisor. Currently, he is mentoring several young scientists for innovative research at Amity University, Rajasthan. With these few words, I would request Professor Dr. Vinay Sharma sir to kindly take over the session. Sir, please. Our keynote speaker for the session is Professor Dr. Kamal Kant Dwivedi sir. Sir needs no introduction to anyone who has been attending our conferences or anyone who's with the Amity group. But there are people who are from outside the Amity group. So let me introduce Sir to you all. Sir is the Senior Vice President, Ritnan Baldev Educational Fund, and he is with the central office of our Chancellor, Sir. Sir is presently holding the position of Senior Vice President with Ritnan Baldev Education Fund, Amity Universe, Noida. Sir is a scientist, researcher, teacher, educator, administrator, diplomat, and science communicator. With over 48 years of experience, he served in India and abroad in various capacities. Sir served as the Vice Chancellor of ITM University Gwalior and Arunachal University, Vice Chancellor of APJ Satya University, Head of Division, Advisor and Director in the Ministry of Science and Technology, Government of India, Counselor for Science, Technology, Health and Education, Embassy of India, Washington, D.C. Sir has also been a visiting professor at the University of Gießen, University of Marburg, and Han Mitten Institute, Berlin, Germany. Faculty member at Northeastern Hill University, Shillong. Sir pursued research in truly interdisciplinary areas and published about 200 research papers. During his tenure as the Vice Chancellor for Arunachal University, now a central university, renamed as Rajiv Gandhi University. Sir steered that university to become a university with potential for excellence, the highest UGC recognition. With these few words, I would welcome Professor Dr. Kamal Kant Dwivedi, sir. Welcome, sir.
Very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, dignitaries, and everybody present. In fact, at the very outset, I would like to thank the leadership of Amity University, Rajasthan, the Vice Chancellor, the Pro Vice Chancellor, and also the convener of this conference, Dr. Professor Manju Kaushik, for this kind invitation. The subject of today's talk is very dear to me because I have spent almost 30 years working in this field. And the topic that I have chosen is application of science and technology to reduce environmental degradation and also to ensure sustainable development, because we are, Professor Vinay Sharma, welcome you. I'm sorry I had to start it and you had some technical problem. So permit me to go ahead. You are muted.
Good afternoon, sir. Most welcome, please. There was some
Thank you.
joining.
Thank you very much for invitation. And I was waiting
to. I apologize.
To greet you. Okay. So friends, I know that this is an important topic, but only 18 people are online, but it never matters. If even one person is there, I would like to share my thoughts. So the topic is application of science and technology to reduce environmental degradation and also to ensure that development should be on a sustainable mode. Now, these two things are actually diagnostic to each other. The moment you talk about development, there is a risk of affecting adversely your environment. But science has some solution to this critical problem, that science can certainly allow your desired development without degrading too much your environment, or the degradation of environment can be controlled by scientific and technological uses. So what I'm going to, in my address, soon I'll share my screen because there are some slides. But by and large, if you look into this environmental degradation, it is very much related to our ethical approach. Sometimes we want a quick result, quick benefits at the cost of long-term degradation to our Mother Earth, whether it's water, soil, or air. We don't care at that moment that this is going to have a deleterious effects, not only for my generation, but generations to come. But we keep on reaping the benefit out of certain human action without caring for the degradation. So what I'm going to touch upon today is how science and technology can ensure that our development is sustainable without much deleterious effects to our Mother Earth. So can I share my screen? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Just a second. Is it visible? Something is visible?
Yes, it is visible. Yes, sir, visible.
Okay, so I go on a slideshow mode.
Yes, sir.
No. Okay. Is it okay?
Perfect, perfect.
Okay, fine. So what I'm going to do is, just a minute. The topic I have already told, application of science and technology to reduce environmental degradation and ensure sustainable development. And as you know, that ethics, science, and human values, they are so embedded that we sometimes don't discriminate, because anything which is done ethically is going to be long-term beneficial to humankind, but certainly irrational use of science is going to create a lot of misery for humans. So in this world, as everything is connected to everything else, any action against nature, uh, any action against nature may cause irreparable damage to the entire system due to the cascading effect. Because if you affect one segment of the environment, it is going to affect the other, and there is a cascade effects, and ultimately one mistake may result into catastrophic magnitude. So I'm tempted to correlate sustainable development with the very attitude, ethics, and human values possessed by us. Unfortunately, the science alone cannot produce human values. Science cannot produce human values. It is we human who should be careful about the ethical aspect. So the science and human values, when we talk about, immediately a very good expression by Henry A. Bent, who said in his poem, science and human values is an art, maybe two sides of the same thing, a Mobius twist of time merging one into the other. Science itself has a two-sided one-sidedness. Science itself has a two-sided one-sidedness. Is hen, art is egg, and the hen, they say, one can't get art from is. That means that science and human values, although they are impregnated to each other, but you cannot get one from the other. That means that normally you get egg from the hen, but here you can't get the art from is. And that is very much related to our human values. And in fact, I'll now explain what is an art. We are uniquely qualified to understand the full meaning of art of a problem being discussed here. That means environmental degradation or sustainable development. In order to ensure sustainable and high quality life on Earth, we shall shift our emphasis from the end justifies means to means justified end. That means that what you do ultimately culminate into the result. That is the second part. So we must not do any irrational behavior or unjustified, irresponsible behavior to degrade our environment at the cost of getting some end, desired end. Normally, if you say that end justifies means if you have to achieve, let's say, your comfort, and that comfort costs degradation of environment, so we say, okay, go ahead, because my end that I want is the comfort for myself or for my family and so on. But no, that is a wrong attitude, that is a wrong ethics. Hence, means should justify the end. The science may provide human-friendly solutions to some of the issues under is, but we have to address art ourselves. Now, friends, if I talk to you about the human hierarchy towards environment, you will be surprised to see that the Earth is coming at the fifth rank. See, when we talk about environment, we first think about self. Self means how comfortable I am, what I desire. So self is supermost. And if we go a little beyond self, then my kin, my family members, my close relatives, and so on, we think about their well-being. And if we go cross that boundary, then we talk about vicinity, my neighborhood, my county, my mohalla. And beyond that, we go, then the city comes. Okay, so yourself, your relatives, your university campus, and then maybe city of Jaipur. Then comes the country. That is at the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th place. Earth comes to the 6th place. And then we talk about, anyway, we don't think about the universe at all because it is so gigantic, so vast that everybody feels that I'm not going to affect such large universe, so let us not care about it. So this is the hierarchy of human hierarchy towards our environment. Now, if this is so, then certainly our action will be irrational. So I will start first with the chemical world, because a lot of things that we use in a daily life are coming from the chemical source. we live in a chemical world. More than 80,000 chemicals are being used regularly in our society. This number is increasing every day. In fact, 80,000 maybe 10, 20 years back, but it may be much more than that. Industrial chemical in our daily life come from, we use detergent, soaps, lotion, cream, cosmetics, and aftershaves, nail polish, and so many others like medicines and all kinds of things to look better and brighter and fairer and so on. This is the desire of the human being. But then by use of these 80,000 plus chemicals, many of them are very toxic. So we don't hesitate to use even toxic chemicals that might even harm yourself. But out of 80,000 chemicals we use today, many are found toxic. And this ignorant use of chemicals is an outcome of US environment's policy market driven. And there are some chemicals which are found to be carcinogenic, like PBDA or PCB or CFC, xylene, benzene, lead, mercury, chlorine, pesticides such as DDT, and many others are highly toxic. In our modern life, there is no wonder why we find ourselves surrounded by mutagenic, hormone disrupting, carcinogenic industrial chemicals, and that show up in our urine and blood when we analyze them. And this is exactly where the green chemistry, also known as sustainable chemistry, is rising and extremely important. Now, here I'm showing you some slides on green chemistry, but actually it is a green technology which we should really resort for. The green technology is important in order to ensure that the development should be on a sustainable pathway. The polymer industry produces 400 million tons of polymers per year, and that is more than 1 billion kilograms per day. We produce plastic, soft drinks, and water bottles at the rate of nearly 20,000 per second. They are being produced and they are being used. So the production of polymer consumes about 65 million tons of chemical feed stocks per year, which is 2.7 of all crude oil consumed. So these are some data which actually astonish you that where we are heading to, because it's a market-driven society. People are producing some chemicals for their commercial values without even thinking that how much negative effect they're going to make on the society. So just see the trend of rising application of plastic over the period. In fact, we are now touching somewhere here, and this is about 400 million tons of plastic that we are using every day. The global plastic production, as you know, that Asia with China and Japan only 41 million tons. North America is producing much more, and Japan and Commonwealth state, Middle East, Latin America quite less. But Asia is number 3. EU countries produce 50 million tons, 49 North America, 62 China. China is the leader anyway. Because you see so many Chinese products with a lot of plastic, whether it's children toys or even many things which are made out of plastic. The car's body is also made of plastic in China, many cars which are lightweight and cheaper model. Now the important polymers, as you see, that all these nylon, Dacron, Kevlar, rayon, Teflon, and so on, and they are having a particular compound in it, and the polycarbonates or polyacrylamides or polypropylene, they are proven to be, the hydrocarbon proven to be carcinogenic. The pollution preventing hierarchy, you can see in this, increasing greenness. Now, prevention and reduction is a one exercise, one activity that one must do in order to have a sustainable development. Reuse and recycling are again greener component, the treatment and the disposal. See, if you do the prevention and reduction, these are R3: reduction, reuse, and recycling. We are still in a green zone. The moment you deal with the waste management through treatment or disposal, they are quite expensive. Even though now people are starting deriving some advantages out of disposal through the management of the stockpiles, or where we have dumping yards. By extracting methane out of it, we call methane to market initiative. If time permits, we'll dwell with that. But green chemistry is that, friends, that green chemistry actually resulted into a Nobel Prize given to Bob Greb for initiating this green chemistry. It is the utilization of a set of principles that reduce and eliminate the uses of generation of hazardous substances. Use those substances which cannot bring as a byproduct some hazardous substance, either in terms of design, manufacture, or application of chemical products. In short, green chemistry nips toxicity of the substance at its very source and at its disposal point. So these are the two areas where what you use and what you dispose, if in between any of the step where some carcinogenic or some kind of a hazardous chemical comes out, one should avoid. So green chemistry is a safe chemistry for everything. Now, green chemistry is all about reducing waste, reducing material, reducing risk, reducing energy, reducing hazards, and reducing cost also. If all these components are put together, any science that you do or chemistry or technology you do, you must ensure that these are the things which must reduce. Now, all the steps in a green chemistry, whether you use catalysis, solvent replacement, and I'm not going to go too much into technicality, but waste minimization, process of intensification, energy efficiency, separation process, and so on. If you follow these kinds of steps, the chemistry that you really do is considered to be a green chemistry. This chemistry or technology, I can replace it with technology because it is not only the chemistry, but all branches of science can be utilized and responsible for having these kind of steps. So green chemistry looks at pollution prevention on the molecular scale and is an extremely important area of chemistry due to its importance in chemistry in our world today and implication it can show on our environment. The green chemistry program supports invention and more environmentally friendly chemical process, which reduce and even eliminate the generation of hazardous substances. So reduction is one, but elimination is even more important. This I was talking that in 2005, the Nobel Prize was given to Bob Greb and lady from Israel, Yves Chauvin and Richard Schrock. 3 scientists got the Nobel Prize for green chemistry. There are some examples of, I'll skip this, like new pesticides people are using in agriculture. So we say that precision agriculture is a result where pesticides will not be used. The principles of green chemistry, prevention, atom economy, and so on, and all these steps are very important. This is the textbook material, so I'm not going to elaborate too much on it. And green is green is basically the benchmark that we classify the chemicals which are safer and which can be utilized. So sorry. Now, carbon dioxide, depletion of ozone, and effect of mining, drilling, etc., are some of the major activities which actually used, which are actually thrown out by generating energy by non-renewable sources that actually damage the environment. So we can minimize release of carbon dioxide if we don't use fossil fuel. We can avoid depletion of ozone layer by not using chlorofluorocarbons. Effect of mining and drilling, we can do safe mining and drilling, etc. And also toxics. Some of the product that we use are really toxic, but people are not aware of it. I will skip this also. Now, we normally see some global level change if we are not concerned with the climate change or oceanic temperature, stratospheric chemistry, and global distillation can be addressed through the development and implementation of green chemistry technologies. So I will skip this. Now, food supply, when you pollute the environment, it is very, very common that the toxic chemicals or hazardous chemicals enter into our food chain through the food which is grown in a highly pesticide affected fields. There are certain unsustainable agriculture methods people use in order to enhance the yield. They use sometimes some chemicals which are not really permitted, and there are not very strong regulatory mechanism in every country. Some countries are very, very dedicated to check the food quality, but some countries don't have regulations for it, and their population is affected. So green chemistry can address many of the food supply issues, which actually affects our health. Now, toxicity in the environment, there are substances are toxic to humans in our biosphere. All sustains it are currently still being released at the cost of life, human life, health, and sustainability. There is a sub-compound which is called perchloroethylene or PERC, which is used in a dry cleaning industry. This is the chemical. This is the chemical. But it has been found that this chemical is very hazardous and it goes to the water chain through the effluent. So in order to avoid this, the liquid carbon dioxide can be used which is a safer solvent if a wetting agent, which can be used in a dry cleaning industry. And this method is basically comes under the green chemistry. In the dry cleaning, instead of PERC, we use liquid carbon dioxide. The green chemistry also polylactic acid or PLA is used in order to have, because this is a biodegradable plastic, instead of using normal polypropylene and those kind of polymers, you can use PLA, which also has a strength, but if you throw it into atmosphere, it will just degrade by itself. So there are a lot of products which are made out of PLA, and I'll quickly show some of the slides. For example, the cups and mugs and even clothes are made out of it. The body of the pen, and they are made out of PLA. And as I told you, PLA is a biodegradable. There are a lot of research activity going on where Government of India is also funding. And I would like to tell you that DST funded projects are under international cooperation. There are cooperations with European countries, and quite a lot of work has been done in collaboration with India. And I would like to suggest that our university should also think in terms of starting real targeted green technology to avoid environmental degradation. So thank you this part, but before I conclude, I have to make some some brief account on this, that the application of science and technology for reduction of environmental degradation and also to ensure sustainable development is not just single option. In fact, it is imperative for us to follow, and from harnessing renewable energy to revolutionizing waste management and embracing precision agriculture. Now, precision agriculture, which is used in Israel, I think in Indian context, we know that we have a larger land as compared to Israel. We have more network of rivers and canals, but there's a lot of wastage of water, and water is a very, very, very precious natural resource for us. And the more and more demand of water is coming for agriculture and also human consumption through industries. So let us find out some other alternative. So precision agriculture is one of the alternative which India should follow. It not only saves money, but it also enhances the yield and safer product for human consumption. The opportunities are enormous, endless. However, our journey must be guided by ethical consideration, which actually I told in the first slide. The ethical approach to environment is the paramount, and I think we have to make people aware of our responsibility that let us follow the ethical pathway to deal with the environment and avoid deterioration of our Mother Earth for ourselves and for future generation. Now, before I close, I would like to quote the Rachel Carlson. Actually, he said that the more clearly we can focus our attention on the wonders and realities of the universe about us, let us scientifically endeavors be a testament to our dedication to a thriving, sustainable, and harmonious world. So with these words, I thank you once again, and I hope that some food for thought has been served to you. Thank you very much, and namaskar. Did I take more time?
Thank you so much, respected Professor Dwivedi, for sharing your thought and sharing your talk. In fact, the audience.
हेलो, आपकी आवाज आप अनम्यूट हो गए हैं. सॉरी, आप म्यूट हो गए हैं. अनम्यूट कर लीजिए.
Okay.
Yeah.
So thank you so much. I think now I am audible.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. So thank you so much, respected Professor Dwivedi, for sharing your thoughts and sharing your talk and some of the new ideas on this session 3 related theme of the conference. In fact, it's indeed a great pleasure, and in fact, the audience must know that to whom they have listened, So Professor Dwivedi, in fact, has an extensive experience, and of the senior vice president with Retina Velvet Education Foundation, RVEF, MIT Universe, Noida. Now, Dr. Dwivedi is a scientist, is a researcher, is a teacher, is a...
In fact, the introduction was given in the beginning, Dr. Saab, so you can avoid it. आप फिर म्यूट हो गए हैं, कुछ टच हो जा रहा है.
So, incidentally, Professor Dwivedi also happens to be the president of the Global Academy of Doctorates, and he, in fact, is spearheading highly successful association of, doctorates all over the world. And he organizes, I think, on a regular level, and this year also it is fixed, I think, on 25th August in Lucknow. Very, very successful.
ये आप सब लोग आइए, इनवाइटेड हैं आप लोग.
बहुत अच्छा है, वो हमारा नेक आ रहा है 23-24-25 में. So
आपका नेक का हो गया, डेट पक्की हो गई आपकी?
नहीं, अभी मतलब कंफर्म हो जाएगा, पर लेकिन यही है, अभी तक तो एक्सपेक्टेड उसी हिसाब से चल रहे हैं. लेट्स सी व्हाट हैपेंस.
हाँ.
So
Chaliye.
I think he is doing a great service to this kind of professionals also you see. So in fact, he has been guiding us and on a very regular basis, and we keep on getting his advice and he has solution to everything. Whenever we are stuck in some problem, then his mature advice is always available. And he has, as we have seen in finite energy, new ideas, innovative ideas, and new approach to, the problems which arise on day-to-day basis. So thank you so much. I think you already introduction has been read as I've been told. And based on my personal experience, I have learned a lot and I keep on learning from him a lot. His guidance and motivation is always with us. And we therefore, keep on doing very well and we keep on guiding. Thank you so much for sharing your ideas.
Thank you, Professor Sharma. In fact, friends, those who are present here now, 42, whatsoever Professor Sharma has told about me is his generosity. But let me tell you that you have listened to Professor Vinay Sharma because he has 400 plus research papers and 6,000 plus citations. I mean, he's a role model for all of us. In fact, I could produce only 50% of what he has produced. But listen, that in his 40 years plus career, on an average 10 research paper per year he published. It's a remarkable. I mean, I can't see the better performance than what you have done, Professor Sharma. So Amity University, Jaipur is blessed to have a scholar like him. And thank you very much for cheering and boosting me also by your kind words. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your kind words and everything. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Sir, I have one question. As lots of research scholars are doing so many work using the lots of chemicals, hazardous chemicals.
Yes.
So would you like to give any suggestion in this way, how we have to just maintain?
Yeah, my suggestion would be very simple. Number one, you can if you can find out some alternative chemical which is more safer, please go ahead for that. Okay, because sometimes we see from the literature and somebody has used, but then the fertile mind, the researcher's mind must think that is there any alternative chemicals to use which has a less side effects or does not break into a hazardous chemical as a waste. This is the first advice. The second advice is that minimalistic advice that try to use even the hazardous chemical in a minimum amount, okay, which is possible. I mean, sometime I have seen in chemistry laboratory, students feel that more chemicals means better results, which is not true because many of the time you see that some chemical actually makes a precipitate, but if you pour more, then the precipitate gets dissolved because they make a secondary product which is soluble. So ultimately what happens that you will not get a desired result if you use in excess. So use the same chemical in a minimum quantity. This is that. And the third alternative is more drastic. You change your research topic and select only those kind of steps where you can use green chemistry or green technology and completely avoid the toxic chemicals. Okay, whether it is a phenols or whether it's bicarbonates or whether it's a dibenzyl, and those kind of chemicals should be totally avoided, and which is possible. Okay, you can do a path-breaking good research without using toxic chemicals. Okay, any other question?
Right now, sir, there's no, right now there is no question. But sir, it was very interesting and amazing talk. And definitely scholars will follow your suggestion and advice. And
I think my other suggestion is to everyone, I think all the research scholars and younger faculty, to read more and more, even though it is not in your field, but read more and more about sustainability, okay, or sustainable development, green technology. Read more and more, because then your thought process will be directed towards that. And what I'm saying actually, that ethical issues is very important, and it plays very important role even in the quality research. Because if you cut and paste or copy and write and do plagiarism, that is unethical, okay? And so unethical steps certainly going to pull you down. So read more about it and try to assimilate and develop the ethical values or human values into your personality, because it is going to help you on a long-term basis. A man with ethical values is the most confident person and most creative person, because then your action will not adversely harm others, your neighbors or your friends. They will not be adversely harmed if you are ethically going ahead. So these are my message. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for enlightening us. Once again, sir, we are really very thankful and hope students will follow your suggestions and advice. And also, not only scholars, I would like to say all guide supervisors also should follow the same. So thank you so much for giving us the advice in this way for generating the green environment. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for Vinay, sir, for sharing our session.
Okay, thank you. I can leave now?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay.
So we are starting our technical session for presentations.
A very good afternoon to the respected dignitaries and participants. I, Ananya Pandey, welcome you all to the third installation of International Conference on Sustainable Development in Applied Science, Engineering and Technology, shorted for SDA-SET at Amity University, Rajasthan. This conference serves as a platform for academic scholars and practitioners to share their research and insights. Throughout the conference, we will be exploring the latest trends and advances in sustainable development in a range of disciplines, including engineering, computer science, biology, and environmental science. I would like to introduce our session's co-chair, Dr. Arpit Srivastav. Dr. Arpit Srivastav has completed his doctoral degree from Banaras Hindu University in the field of food science and technology in the year 2020. He has worked as assistant professor in AKS University, Santa, and Ganpat University, Mehensa, Gujarat. And presently, he is working as an assistant professor in Amity Institute of Biotechnology at Amity University, Rajasthan. His areas of interest are food processing and preservation, food nano-encapsulation, and biodegradable and edible food packaging. Now, I'd like to request our session's co-chair to introduce session's chair, Dr. Monica Thakur.
Very good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's my pleasure to introduce Dr. Monica Thakur. Dr. Monica Thakur is awarded PhD in 2006 by Himachal Pradesh University for her thesis entitled Studies on Nutraceutical Potential and Genotypic Diversity of Morshella spp in Northwest Himalayas. She is double gold medalist, MSc and MPhil. She has received Certificate of Merit from Postgraduate Studies, Himachal Pradesh in 2004 and Himalayan Research Scholar Association 2007, Wiley Research Academic Award in 2017, Award of Appreciation at National Council for Hotel Management and Catering Technology in 2018, and Young Scientist IITT Awards in 2020. She has also worked on various research projects as GRF and SRF at Himachal Pradesh University. Her areas of expertise is plant science, mycology, applied microbiology, functional food, and nutraceutical. Dr. Thakur has joined AIFT Amity University in 2009. Apart from her teaching assignment, she has also been involved in various research activities. She is a member of editorial board, various organizations and journals of national and international repute. She has done certificate course in FSMS, BSI, and certified trainer for food safety and training certification program by FSSI. To her credit, she has PhD thesis guided more than 35 dissertations, publications in journal for 52, book chapter 27, and conference, symposium, seminars attended more than 65, 2 patents, industrial projects 2, and research project 1, that is DST seed funded. So now I would request Monica ma'am to please take the session.
My screen is visible, sir? Ma'am, my screen is visible.
Yeah, it's visible. You can start, Sonam.
Thank you so much, ma'am. First of all, I am very much thankful to Amity University for arranging this international conference and giving me the opportunity to present my research paper on changing paradigm in CBM, which is condition-based maintenance. I am author of the paper, Sonam Gujarati. I am research scholar at VIIT Pune and working as an assistant professor in the department of Sanjeevani College of Engineering, Kopargaon. I am pursuing my PhD in mechanical engineering with my co-author and PhD guide is Dr. S. Sarje, who is professor at JSPM College of Engineering, Pune. These are the contents of my presentations: abstract, introduction, then what do you mean by condition-based maintenance? And many researchers have worked in that area, so their research part are touched by me after reviewing some research papers. Then next, what is EE-based maintenance? This is somewhat new, or we can say the extension of condition-based maintenance. Then many case studies in the field of studying of maintenance in case of gearbox and the bearings has been done by many researchers. So those case studies also I have added into the research paper, followed by conclusion and references. So whenever we are talking about any type of machines, so generally whenever the machine is coming into the picture and when it isn't working, it will subject to the lot of vibrations. So the reason of causing vibrations may be too many. To name the few, the vibrations may cause because of unbalance or some defects occurred in bearing or some any other machine components, or maybe because of some misalignment of the shaft can also cause the vibrations of the machinery. So if there is a vibration, then definitely after a certain limit or after the deterioration, because of the continuous deterioration of that machine component, the someday will come where that particular part of the machine will get fail. So if the part of a machine will get fail, your machine will stand by as it is. So standing of the machine idle is not at all acceptable in industries. So because of that, the maintenance part is very essential and the crucial task in any type of a mechanical related industry. So many researchers have already studied this condition-based maintenance as well as other maintenance techniques like predictive maintenance, preventive maintenance, then frequency-based maintenance. So this type of various frequency techniques are available. So out of which the popular is condition-based maintenance. So many researchers have already contributed in this area. Now, in the coming area, few researchers are extending their research towards considering of energy efficiency into the condition-based maintenance. It means if we study the effect of energy efficiency while calculating the maintenance parameter of that particular machinery, it will be very effective for us. And we can club these techniques for gathering the data and doing the analysis with the help of artificial neural network. So this CPM helps into increase the system reliability, safety management, reduced cost, and enhanced product quality. So there are many types, different. So generally, whatever the vibrations are happening, the 90% of these problems in the machines are because of unbalance or misalignment of the rotating parts. So basically, if we want to measure the vibrations, the three major factors with which we can measure the vibrations are acceleration, velocity, and amplitude. So the next question comes, how we can measure this acceleration, velocity, and amplitude. So for that, we need to install the sensors like accelerometer and fast Fourier transform, which is popularly known as FFT analyzer. The signal received from sensor follows the continuous pattern when everything is working properly. But if there is a fault or if there is a increase in the vibration level, that signal will go on changing. And if the signal is changing or it is deviating as compared to the standard curve, then definitely something has happened to that particular component or that machine, and we have to diagnose it by adopting some maintenance technology. So this CBM methodology is activated only when it is actually needed. The data generated by this condition monitoring, which aids in planning maintenance of machine parts ahead of failure and forecast the optimal time for machine component, which forms the basis of a CBM. The typical three phases of the CBM program are data acquisition, data analysis, and then maintenance decision making. So data acquisition means what? In data acquisition phase, we are gathering the data with the help of a sensors. Any type of a sensor, maybe contacting type or non-contacting type sensors we can use, and we can acquire the data from that machine. Then data analysis is done. This data analysis is done and some results are interpreted. And based on the results interpreted, the decision has been taken that what sort of maintenance activity has to be performed on machine. So the two key components of this condition-based maintenance are prognostics and diagnostics. So prognostic means what? It is predicting the faults and degradation before they occur. And what do you mean by diagnostic? It means the fault separation, identification, and detection when an abnormality is occurring. So fault separation means what? For example, suppose if we take the bearing. So suppose in case of a bearing, the vibration is generated because of a two types of a fault. One fault may be because of some crack, or and the second fault is maybe because of dent at the inner rest if we are considering the ball bearing. So these two different types of a defect will indicate the different signal levels. So there should so their signals will be different. So one should be able to identify that which signal is generating from which source of a defect. So that is what the fault separation is. So the research paper which I have reviewed, in some research paper, the CBM is diagnosed and prognosed with the help of a logical analysis of the data. And recently, the reviewers are focusing on, as we have discussed in abstract slide also, that these days the many researchers are trying to add energy efficiency and energy consumption into the condition-based maintenance. And because of this, they have observed that plant effectiveness and cost of maintenance life cycle have reduced and effectiveness is increased. So the next question comes, what do you mean by EE based maintenance? So the goal of this EBM is to optimize energy usage, reduce waste, and improve efficiency and reliability of the equipment. So energy based maintenance is a type of a condition based maintenance that monitors the performance of equipment during normal operation with the use of energy measurement. The measured energy is compared with a calculated standard to determine the deviation, which is a trigger point for a maintenance action. It's the same thing like whenever the machine is in proper working condition or machine is in healthy condition, then whatever the signature or the graph it will generate, this data is saved with us. And if the machine is subjected to some vibrations or some fault is occurring inside that, then during that time, whatever the signals are given by the machines are compared with that standard one. And if there is a deviation, it means some fault is happening and we have to take some corrective maintenance action. So while some other maintenance strategy, if we compare this energy efficiency based approach with the preventive maintenance approach, then this preventive maintenance approach allows the scheduling of maintenance when the equipment is still in good condition. It means most of the times what we are observing that in case of a preventive maintenance, though the object is good or in proper working condition, as per this maintenance activity, it is suggesting to replace it. But if we are following this energy efficiency based maintenance, then it will suggest us that no, don't throw that component out, let it be working till its extended period. Okay, and here we have to simply compare the graph that how much is the deviation in energy consumption. If more energy is getting consumed, which is leading to finally the increase in the cost of a maintenance, then you can replace that component. Else you can go ahead with the same component. So this deviation from the standard indicates a symptom of imminent fault. With this information, the maintenance team can identify the defect and fix them before they result in failure. The one study suggests that we can make a use of REAL, it means remaining energy efficient lifetime, and suggests a general methodology centered on EE performance to satisfy this need. The one very famous author who is working in this area, Mr. Hong, he is working in this platform.
Sonam,
And hello,
Sonam,
yes,
yes, your time is almost over, so please wind up.
yeah, yes, sir, surely. I'll go to the conclusion slide. So the author, Mr. Hong, is using the Telma platform. I mean, he has created the machinery so that he will to suggest that EE-based maintenance approach is very important. So it is observed that if we incorporate this system, it will improve the effectiveness in terms of a cost and efficiency. Some authors are depicting this graph of EE-based modeling with the help of a gamma distribution process also. So it has been found that CBM is more effective in saving money and energy if we consider EEI, it means energy efficiency indicator, into the account. So few case studies are, many case studies have been already done in case of maintenance of gearbox, because gearbox is a heart of any mechanical system, and it can be done with the help of a random noise, a periodic transient component, and a sinusoidal component with regard to the time. The next case study is the CBM of the bearing. Why bearing? Because bearing take all types of the dynamic load, and its vibration monitoring. A lot of literature review you will also find on maintenance of the bearing as well. So after reviewing this around 70 papers, I conclude that the CBM is a vast research area with its effectiveness and impact on industrial settings. Most of the literature is available on this optimal schedule, but very less literature is available on energy consumption in CBM. So this EC and EE aspects as a critical factors in CBM. So it is very important if we consider these two for decision making into the decision making model. So a new strategy, EEP and REAL, can help us to increase the productivity and reduce the maintenance cost. So the recent developments in the sensor, signal processing, and computer techniques have made CBM an important area for the study. So monitoring vibration in the frequency domain can be beneficial since it enables the location of the flaw to be determined. So these are the references used by me. Thank you so much for patience listening, and I'm again thankful to Amity University for giving me the chance for presentation. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you, Sonam.
Thank you,
Sonam?
ma'am.
Yes,
Yes.
please. So, very small two questions. What is the disadvantage of this system? Is there any disadvantage as well?
Of condition-based maintenance, there are very few disadvantages, because it is very less time consume. It is very less time taking system. Your maintenance it is doing very quickly. Only the disadvantage is that it will reduce some sort of more cost is incorporated with it.
Okay. And second thing is, how many papers you have reviewed for that?
64 papers.
64 papers.
Yes.
So have you done the systematic review or simply reviewed all the papers and then just compiled the data?
No, ma'am. I have done systematic review.
Okay. So which tool you have used? Prisma.
Hello.
I think Prisma you have made.
Hello.
Hello, Sonam.
Yes, ma'am. You're audible.
So what were your inclusion criteria in systematic review?
Like systematic criteria means, ma'am, I have first of all went through the abstract and conclusion of the paper.
No. I'm not
Mhm.
asking that. When you do the
Mhm.
systematic review, I think you have to draw a Prisma table. So there you have to see the inclusion and exclusion criteria. So what were your inclusion criteria?
No, sorry, ma'am, I can't answer.
Not an issue. So please see when you will go back, please see that when you have a systematic review table is there. So which criteria you have done as an inclusion
Sure,
and
ma'am.
exclusion. Okay.
Sure, ma'am. Yes.
Yes. Thanks for the presentation.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Yes. Any other question, please, from the audience? Okay. So now it's an announcement for every participant here. We'll be giving 7 to 8 minutes to every participant. You have to bind up your presentation within that time frame. And then it will be followed by the question answer round. Yes. Next is Kailash Bhosle. Kailash.
Yes, madam. Am I audible, madam?
Yeah, you're audible, and please share your screen.
So
Yes,
good
your
up. Yes.
screen is visible, please start.
Yes, madam. My name is Kailash Bhosle. I'm going to share my topic on development of standard process to reduce the processing time of the assembly line. So we are with Sonam Gujarati. We are from Department of Mechanical Engineering, Sanjeevani College of Engineering, Kopargaon, from Pune University. So we have completed one project in the Sharda Motors India Private Limited, which is located at MIDC Nasik. So they are normally producing the rear. They are in the rear axle assembly of the, which is a vendor company of the Mahindra and Mahindra, and they have given the time to us. They have given the problem statement to us, and we have worked on that, and we have given some solution to them. So we also got some funding from the Marathwada Association of the Small Scale Industries and Agriculture, which is MERSIA, along with the GIZ, that is GIZ and MERSIA is having the some funding agency which gives the funds to complete the projects, small projects in the small scale industries. So they want to start the new assembly line of the product on the, they want to start the new product on the assembly line. So our job is to reduce the time of completion of assembly and setup time, and set up a standard process for the same. So we have done the time study of the XCL assembly line. Then processing time of all the operations were measured. Then work and time study of all workers was carried out by using the MOST method. An assembly line was slightly improvised to reduce the completion time of the assembly of the product. And this improvement include the changes in the fastening tools, the fixture and other elements to reduce the worker fatigue and time. So the satisfactory reduction in the completion time of the assembly has been achieved, which helped the company to meet the monthly target easily. The project also helped the company to save the subsequent amount of money on the assembly of the product, as well as eventually increasing the productivity of the company. So the outcome of this, number of outcomes were achieved through this project were standardization of the workflow on the assembly line, then working man hours reduction, then reduction in the labor fatigue, then mistake-proof assembled parts, reduction in the number of shifts required to complete the monthly target. So these are some photographs before and after the project was completed. So what is the MOST technique? So Maynard operation sequencing techniques is referred as the MOST technique. Most people focus on how things move. So basic motions are no longer the main work units, like instead of fundamental activities, which is a set of basic motions involving moving objects, are the main work of units. So these actions are explained in the terms of smaller than fixed sequence activities. In other words, a typical series of actions take place in order to move an object from one location to another location. So there are three methods: mini, MOST, maxi, MOST, and basic MOST are the three different varieties of the MOST techniques. So here in this work, we have used the basic MOST method. The tasks performed by the employees at each workstation were divided into clearly distinguishable and quantifiable subtasks. Every sub activity was further divided into a sub operation and its component parts. Using the parameters and index values, a sequence model was created for that items. Unit sub activities commonly appear in several activities and share the same set of elements in the same order. And to sequence the model, the element utilizing the parameters and index value, most estimation sheets, one for each activity, were produced. Most estimate sheet for the operator's participation in the casting process initial operation. It explains the division of an operator sub activity into sub operations and elements. For each element, the example calculations based on the parameters and index values are displayed. The index values are added and the total is then multiplied by the factor 0.006. That is 1 TMU will be equal to 0.006 minute to determine the operator's activity in 1 minute. So this is the calculation, like 1 TMU will be 1 by 28ths of the second. So that will be equal to 0.006 minute. To perform the manual work, the basic most defines a sequence of 3 actions. There are 3 actions: one general move, then control move, and tool use. So these are the moves which will be which are considered in the most method. So these are the some moves which are made by the operators on the assembly line. In the general moves, there are 4 sub activities, like aim is action distance. What is the action distance? Then what is the body motion? Then what is the gain, control, and placement? The general move follows the fixed sequence of steps, like reach, either directly or in the conjunction with the body motions or steps. Then gain the control of the object. Then move the object as in the reach. Place the object in the temporary or final position. Then return to the workplace. That is the general move example. Example is that from a stack located 10 feet away, a heavy object must be picked up, and then we have to move it 5 feet and then place on the top of our bench. This is the example of the general move. The control move is that the control move sequence model is used to study the movement of the studied element while it is in the contact with the surface or attached with the other object. So some sequence of operations are like gate. We have to gate the object, then we have to move the object, we have to actuate it, we have to return it. These are the some control moves. In the control moves, we have the moves are control or process times are aligned. So these are the 3 parts. A control move is performed under the following condition: the object or device is restrained by its attachment or another object. It is controlled during the move by the contact it makes with the surface of another object. It must be moved on the control path to accomplish the activity. This parameter is used to analyze all manually guided movements or actions of an object over the control path. And third tool is that tool use. What is the tool we are going to use? In this one, we are getting suppose that the worker wants want to use the tool. Then what is this body action, like get the tool, put the tool in the proper place, use the tool, and put the tool again outside and return to the proper place. So these are the tool use movements. So along with that, we have also developed a
Kailash?
feature. Yes.
Yes, your time is almost over. Please wind
Yes,
up.
sir. Significant. This is the cost reduction. We have monthly saving was 8,91,000 with the help of this most method. There are some conclusions. With the help of this various observation on the assembly line, we have to rearranged it with the proper sequence and indexing with the standard process. The following impacts were concluded. First one is that most technique is most vital and it is taken as standardized time. From actual, most is around 15% profitable and time saving, and also leads to time efficiency. It is evident that to sustain in this competitive industrial environment, a company needs to reduce the eliminate the idle time. Then it has clearly shows that the standard of man hours can be better calculated by the most method, and the industry was profited by conducting this time study on the assembly line. So these are some references we have used. Thank you.
Kailash, what was the most difficult part of your work? Is where you find some difficulty?
Actually, on the assembly line, there was no proper sequence, as we have find out. So we have to first divide the total assembly into two parts, part A and part B. And then on the each assembly line, suppose there were only seven stresses were there. So we are dummy, we added the eighth one as a dummy one, and then we have rearranged the work of the workers, and then we have again calculated the time study of that workers movement with the help of most method, madam.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you, madam.
So the next is Ishika Kaushik. Ishika. Ishika Kaushik. Next is Gaurang Jain. Gaurang Jain.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, please.
Can you see my screen, ma'am?
Yeah, the screen is visible, but Gaurang, please see the time limit.
Okay, ma'am. All right.
You have to bind up within
Okay.
7 to 8 minutes. Yes. Thank you. Please start.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm firstly thankful to Amity University for giving me the chance, and I especially thank my mentor, Dr. Naveen Kumar sir. And this is I have worked on the development of the composite millet-based gluten-free functional cake. So, Gaurang Jain, that's me. I'm the author along with my co-author Asa Jangid and Soni, and the guide was Naveen Kumar sir. We are from third semester of food technology. So, in this paper, we have included the abstract, introduction, procurement and preparation of materials, better in cake preparation, results, conclusions, and future aspects. So abstract. So for the demonstration, development of the millet cake, we have used millets such as ragi and jowar, which are very staple food for the tribal communities in India. And also government is promoting the use of millet this year. So we determined to use millets for the development of this cake. So ragi stands out for its high protein, fiber, mineral, and iron, calcium, phosphorus, and vitamin content. And jowar is similarly rich in carbohydrates and
Gaurang?
dietary fibers.
Excuse me,
Yes, sir.
Gaurang. Yes, please do it in slideshow mode. Okay, in full screen mode. Please show the PPT in full screen. Okay, thank you.
So, as you know, both of them are determined to have different multiple health benefits. So some of them are cholesterol lowering properties, immune system boosting properties, and according to this, millets are used in traditional foods like chapatis, porridge, curry, and eventually it has found its way into modern baking application as well. So for the development of the composition, we used response surface methodology, RSM, where 13 cake samples were prepared. So for introduction, so what are cakes? Cakes are basically baked products which usually contains fat, sugar, choice of flour, egg, and milk. It is nutritionally, its quality can be enhanced by preferring better choice of ingredient. So to enhance nutritionally, we used buckwheat flour, we used jowar flour and sorghum flour. Research done earlier were focused on improving the nutrition quality of cake by combination of different along with wheat. So in this paper, we focused on development of cake, gluten-free cake without use of any wheat flour. This study focused on use of ragi and jowar as composite flour to achieve better cake quality. Ragi is an exceptionally good source of nutrients, especially calcium, iron, fiber, and other minerals. Additionally, carbohydrates, proteins, fats, and amino acids like valine, lysine, threonine, and some amounts of tryptophan. Similarly, jowar is a rich source of B complex vitamins along with vitamin D, vitamin A, and vitamin K. Respective millets were used as these are reported to have abundant of health benefits such as atherosclerosis, cardiovascular diseases, inflammation. Having high dietary fibers makes it a good option for diabetic patient to consume the particular cake, and also its low glycemic index makes it a better choice for the patient suffering from celiac disease. So procurement and preparation of material. Flour, ragi flour and jowar flour was purchased from Ram Kirana store at Jaipur, and sugar, milk, ghee, baking soda, baking powder was purchased from the departmental store located in the campus premises. The equipment used were of the Amity University of Biotechnology, Amity University. The purchased flour were roasted and sieved to obtain the fine flour. Banana and sugar was grinded separately. The composite flour was then prepared using different composition of finger millet and sorghum. So for batter and cake preparation, first in a separate bowl, wet ingredients were mixed. Milk, mashed banana pulp, and ghee was mixed in a separate container. Second, dry ingredients were mixed in a separate container, including ragi, jowar flour, baking powder, baking soda. So after the RSM, response surface methodology, 13 samples were made by combining flour in different ratios. For batter making, dry ingredients were added to the wet ingredients with continuous stirring to prevent formation of any lumps. Prepared batter was then poured in an aluminum baking pan lined by butter paper. It was then placed in a convection oven preheated at 160 degrees Celsius for 20 minutes at 160 degrees Celsius during 40 minutes. Cakes were made, kept at room temperature to cool down for 1 hour and then analyzed for sensory analysis. So this is how we weighted the ingredients, and from these pictures, you can see the whole process of development of respective cake. So results. So first we'll discuss about the sensory acceptance. Sensory evaluation attributes color, flavor, sweetness, and texture. The scores were given on scale of 10. So positive sensory scores indicate a good blend of composite millet cake. Out of all, two best performing samples stood out. That was sample 4 and sample 11. So this is the RSM design for product development. In total, 13 samples were prepared with different composition of ragi and jowar flour. So this is the graph for color and flavor, and this is the graph for texture and sweetness. And results for proximate analysis. So currently we have just done moisture content analysis. So moisture came out for sample 4 was 32%, and for sample 11 it was 30%. And ash content for sample 4 was 0.6%, and sample 11 was 1.33%. That came out to be in the standard value. So by concluding, the study was aimed to develop a nutritious and potential functional cake using composite flour, finger millet, and sorghum. The utilization of these two underutilized grains not only enhances the nutritional profile of the cake, but also contributes to its potential health benefits. The sensory acceptance evaluation revealed that samples 4 and 11 exhibited the highest sensory scores, indicating the successful blending of ragi and jowar flour for achieving an appealing and palatable composite millet cake. Furthermore, the proximate analysis of cake highlighted favorable attributes. The ash content and indicated the presence of valuable minerals, while the moisture content, a critical factor influencing texture and appearance, was consistent and satisfactory in both the samples. So for future aspects, texture and shelf-life enhancement could be done by performing various techniques for optimization of cake texture, shelf life, and quality. Involves exploring varied packing methods, innovative packaging materials, and storage conditions. This aims to sustain the cake's freshness, taste, and nutritional value over an extended period, ensuring a high quality product for consumer. Nutritional analysis and in-depth nutritional analysis of composite millet cake could be done, including micronutrient content and bioactive compounds. It would provide a comprehensive understanding of its health benefits and product diversification. Apart from cakes, further different products could be manufactured like cookies, muffins, pastries that could lead to a broader range of functional food options. Thank you.
So thank you, Gurang. Please tell me which RSM design you have used. Yes, Gurang. Yes, Gaurav.
Firstly, ma'am.
Yes.
Firstly, we made a control sample without the RSM. So that sample came out to be in the 2:1 for the ragi and jowar. Then.
So which design you have used?
Sorry, ma'am, but we use a software to perform RSM.
Yeah. Okay, not an issue. So how you have done the sensory evaluation? 9-point hedonic scale. Sensory, how you have done? Sensory, how you have done?
We ma'am took 11 people and gave them samples to taste. So actually 11 people were given the sample and accordingly sensory evaluation was done.
Okay, okay. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. So the next is, I think, is there any other question in the session?
Yeah, Gaurang. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's Dr. Arpit here. So Gaurang, what were the responses for this optimization? On which basis you were optimizing?
So the optimization included basically its functional properties. We wanted to develop a cake which suited both for the celiac patient as well as the diabetic patient. So as it is a gluten-free cake and people are coming up with gluten-free ideas, so we wanted to develop a gluten-free cake, completely gluten-free, as previous research paper focused on developing cake, but those included wheat flour as an main ingredient, so that was not completely gluten-free. So we basically aim to develop a gluten-free cake along with multiple health benefits like it also helps in cholesterol lowering effect. Also, it helps in preventing anemia as ragi is a rich source of iron.
Okay, Gaurang, I was just asking about responses, and also you have not given the means optimized formulation of this, so that you should include. Okay.
Okay, all right, so I'll include. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, Gaurang. Thank you. So next candidate, ma'am, please.
Yes.
Can you call the name?
Yes. Next is Astha. Astha. Astha, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Astha, are you there in the session?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, please. Share your screen.
Ma'am, is it visible?
Yes, Astha is visible. Please start.
Okay, ma'am. Greetings, everyone. I am Astha Jangar from MIT University, Rajasthan, in BTech second year in the program of Food Science and Technology. And I feel so glad to be a part of this prestigious conference. The title of my review article is Nanotechnology in Food Industry from Nanostructured Ingredients to Food Sensor, with the co-author of Gaurang Jain and Ansh Soni and Naveen Kumar. Next, we have the outlines of my article, that is Introduction, Nanostructured Ingredients, Food Sensors, Safety and Regulatory Concerns, Future Aspects, and Conclusion. Introduction. Nanostructured ingredients for enhanced bioavailability. Nanoemulsions, introducing of nanoemulsions, nanocapsules, and nanocarriers in food formulation enhance the solubility, stability, and bioavailability of bioactive compounds, leading to better absorption and utilization by the body. Rapid and accurate food safety monitoring. By introducing nanotechnology, we are able to detect the contamination in food, the contaminants and the spoilage agents that is responsible for reducing the contamination in food products. Next, multifaceted impact on food industry. Nanotechnology brings multifaceted benefits to the food industry, including elevated nutritional content, improved taste and texture, and prolonged shelf life. Addressing major industry challenges. Nanotechnology offers solutions to critical food industry challenges like safety and sustainability. Last, functional enhancement and regulatory responsibilities. Nanoemulsions, like if we introduce nanoemulsions that enhance lipophilic compound solubility during processing, and nanocapsule protect bioactive compounds during ingestion. Additionally, nanotechnology can enhance sensory attributes like taste, texture, and aroma. With that, regulatory aspects are also important to ensure the responsible and effective implementation of nanotechnology in food sector. Next, nanostructured ingredients. Nanostructured ingredients are engineered at the nanoscale 1 to 100 nanometer and applied in the food industry. They offer potential benefits such as improved nutrient bioavailability, enhanced sensory attributes, and extended shelf life of food products. Various types of food nanostructured ingredients, including nanoemulsions, nanocapsules, nanocarriers, have been extensively researched for their potential application in food products. Nanoemulsions. First is nanoemulsion. Nanoemulsion are colloidal dispersion of two immiscible liquids, such as oil and water, stabilized by a surfactant or a combination of surfactant. Small droplet size. Nanoemulsions have droplet size ranging from 20 to 200 nanometers. Enhanced solubility and stability. Lipophilic bioactive compounds like vitamins and antioxidants have poor solubility and cannot be soluble in water. Nanoemulsion enhance their solubility by encapsulating them within the small oil droplet. Next, we have texture and stability enhancement. In the food industry, nanoemulsion play a role in improving product texture and stability. They can be used to stabilize sensitive bioactive ingredients like vitamin E and curcumin, preventing their deterioration and maintaining their potency during processing and storage. Last, we have innovation and product development. With the help of nanoemulsion, it enables food manufacturers to develop new products with improved characteristics such as longer shelf life and enhanced taste and texture. Nanocapsules. Nanocapsules are nano-sized particles composed of a core containing the bioactive compound surrounded by a shell made of polymeric material. Bioactive protection. The polymeric shell of nanocapsule acts as a protective barrier shielding the encapsulated bioactive compound, preserving nutrient potency. Nanocapsules play a crucial role in preserving the potency and efficiency of sensitive bioactives like polyphenols and probiotics. Enhancing stability. By preventing interactions between bioactive compounds and surrounding environment, nanocapsules contribute to overall stability of food products, maintaining their quality over extended periods. Last, innovative formulations. Incorporating nanocapsules into food products offer innovative formulation possibilities. Nanocarriers. Nanocarriers are nano-sized particles transporting bioactives across barriers, enhancing bioavailability, composed of lipids, proteins, or polysaccharides. It helps to enhance bioavailability, composition diversity, nutritional value enhancement, and safety and regulatory concerns. Next, we have food safety. Food safety is critical for the food industry, but traditional testing methods are time consuming. Introducing nanotechnology it help to detect the contamination or pathogenic agents in food. Nanomaterial enables the development of food sensors with optoelectronic, magnetic, and catalytic properties. It helps in food monitoring, safety concerns, and sensitivity evaluation. Nanosensors show potential in various food segments, yet industries face technical, regulatory, and environmental obstacles in their development. Safety and regulatory concerns. To ensure consumer protection and minimize potential health risk. First, we have unpredictable health effects. Safety and regulatory concerns stemming from nanotechnology's potential unpredictable health effects necessitate through assessment throughout food processing, packaging, and consumption. International regulatory guidelines. Nanomaterials used in food undergo safety evaluation based on international guidelines such as FDA, EC, FSSAI. Key assessment parameters. Safety assessment focus on critical factors including nanoparticle size, shape, chemical composition, etc. India's nano mission. Indian Department of Science and Technology, DST, supports Nano Mission, which promotes research and applications of nanotechnology in food industry. Next, we have analytical methods for food safety. Advanced analytical methods like spectroscopy and electron microscopy play a vital role in ensuring the safe use of nanomaterials, fostering consumer trust. Safety assessment of nanomaterials and transparent communication about their use in food products foster consumer trust. Next, we have future aspects. As our understanding of nanotechnology matures and responsible optimization strategies occurs, its future direction, the food industry are poised to bring transformative benefits like functional ingredients. We are able to come up with functional ingredients, customized flavor and texture. It helps in maintaining the longer shelf life, enhance nutrient delivery, improve food safety, and smart packaging. Lastly, we have conclusion. Nanotechnology offers potential to transform the food industry through improved quality, safety, and sustainability. Benefits include enhanced nutrition, longer shelf life, and better sensory qualities in food products. Safety concerns and regulatory issues need to be addressed due to potential risks like toxicity and environmental impact. With responsible optimization, the future of nanotechnology in the food industry holds the promise of transformative advancements.
Astha, your time is over. Okay.
Okay.
She
So
has
thank you.
completed also. Yes, sir.
Thank
She has
you.
completed also. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. ma'am.
Yes. Astha, please tell me an example of any product which you see in your daily life where nanotechnology is used. Anything in your surrounding where, or any food product where you see the nanotechnology is there.
I can take an example of nanoemulsion.
Yes.
For example, the people who are suffering from lactose intolerance, they are preferred to have soya milk or alternatives of dairy products. So when they are consuming that alternatives, they don't get that creamy texture or properties that milk actually have. So by introducing nanoemulsions in soya milk or alternatives of milk products, we can able to mimic all the properties of milk in that alternative of milk.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Astha. Yes. The next is Ansh Soni.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Ansh, are you there in the session?
Ma'am, I think he's not there. So we will call the next candidate, Hina.
Yes.
Hina
Yes.
is there?
Hello.
Hina Best.
Hello, yes, sir. I'm here.
Okay, so please present your screen.
Okay, sir. Hello, good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon, everyone. Today I'm going to present my research work on topic entitled Study on the Bioremediation Potential of Nickel by Kluvera Cryocrescens SEM7. So due to increase in the population, urbanization and industrialization, the problem of environment pollution is escalating day by day, which contaminate soil, groundwater, sediment and surface water. So there's a major need to decrease this in pollution from our environment. So there's a term called remediation, which is the removal of pollutants or contaminants from our environmental media. And there are many kinds of pollutants in our environment, like heavy metals, polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, volatile organic compounds, etc. So among all these, heavy metals are the most hazardous category of pollutants because unlike other pollutants, they cannot be degraded completely and tend to accumulate throughout the food chain. So there are many conventional physical and chemical methods which are used to remediate all the heavy metals from our environment, like reverse osmosis, chemical precipitation, ion exchange, etc. But due to some of its disadvantages, bioremediation methods are used these days. So what is bioremediation? So it is the process of transforming environmental pollutants into less harmful forms using natural or genetically engineered bacteria, fungi, green plants, or the enzyme, or making them less bioavailable in the contaminated environment. So throughout the course of evolution, several bacteria picked up variety of metal resistant systems like biosorption, bioaccumulation, biotransformation, in which the high toxic metals converted into less toxic forms, and then bioprecipitation and metal efflux system. So among all the heavy metals, I have researched on the nickel metal. So nickel is the toxic heavy metals. Its sources is porcelain, enameling, paint formulation, electroplating industries, plastic industries. Basically, yes, on automobile batteries like nickel metal hydride batteries, etc. And there are certain toxic effects on humans and also on the plants. The excessive nickel reduces the root and shoot growth and inhibit various physiological processes in plants. And in humans, it can cause chronic bronchitis, lung cancer, affect fertility, and it is also immunotoxic, neurotoxic, and genotoxic. So in previous studies, numerous studies demonstrated the bioremediation potentiality of various bacteria, including E. coli, Bacillus, Staphylococcus, Pseudomonas, etc. against nickel. Still, there is a need to research on the screening of heavy metal tolerant bacteria from natural sources. So there are few reports on metal bioremediation on Cluvera species, like Cluvera ascorbata and intermedia. And the other bacteria is the Cluvera cryocrescens. So the ability of this bacteria to remove oil and 2,4,6-trinitrotoluene is well recognized, but it's
Ma'am, I think there is a network issue, so we will call the another candidate.
Okay, sir. Not an issue. I think there is some problem with one other student also. Naresh, will you be able to present your screen?
Yeah.
Naresh Kumar. Naresh Kumar.
Hello.
Yes, Naresh, please present your screen.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Okay.
And Naresh, you switch off your... Naresh, please switch off your camera. I think the problem is with the network.
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon. Naresh, you please check your signal. I think there is some problem with that. You're not clearly audible.
Yes. Yes. For this paper, the abstract combined power plant is a promising mode energy recovery and conservation economically interesting proposition. Presently, the
Naresh, please share your screen. Naresh, आपकी screen दिखाई नहीं दे रही है, please. Naresh, please, एक second. You hold, please. First of all, share your screen. Screen is not visible.
Ma'am, I think he is in a very low network area. So,
Sir, actually, he is writing messages that can I continue with the rest of my slides? So Naresh, no problem. You can speak also. Naresh, if you're not able to present the screen, no problem. You can at least speak about your slides.
yes, Naresh, can you hear?
I think he's not in the session also.
Okay, okay,
So we can wait. If he'll rejoin, then I think then we can take his presentation.
okay.
Yes.
Hina Bisht, she has joined again or not? Hina, are you there?
Oh, yes, sir. Actually, the electricity has gone. Can I continue with the
Yeah,
rest of
yeah,
my
no
slides?
problem, no
Yeah,
problem.
yeah,
Please.
no issue.
Okay, sir. Thank you. So yes, so the pure cultures, ma'am, am I audible now?
Yes, yes, clearly audible. Please.
Okay, okay. So I have isolated one isolate which is called M7 and biochemical, morphological and 16S rRNA gene sequence analysis. Morphological color was done, and in biochemical analysis, certain tests were done like oxidase test, catalase, gelatin, citrate, starch, urease, and glucose utilization test. So these are the results. The isolate was like it is of a color rough, etc., and it is catalase positive, oxidase negative, and it can utilize citrate, can utilize starch, etc. So for the genetic analysis, I have isolated the chromosomal DNA of that isolate, and then PCR amplification of the 16S RNA gene was done with the universal primers. So there's a picture of that 1.5 kb band was observed, and then sequencing was done by Sanger sequencing, and the result of sequencing was compared with the existing sequence in GenBank database using NCBI BLAST. So I've also done the phylogenetic analysis by using Mega software. So I have concluded that isolate 7 was most closely related to the Kluvera cryocrescens strain. So I have renamed it as the Kluvera cryocrescens M7. So now I also have done the metal tolerance analysis, how much amount of metal and how much ppm it can tolerate. So for that, bacteria was grown on LB media supplemented with different concentration of nickel, and also with other heavy metals, whether to check whether it is multi metal tolerant or not. And after then, I have incubated at 37 degrees centigrade. The growth was measured at different interval times like 0 hour, 12, 24, 48, 72, up to 96 hours. And growth was measured by UV visible spectrophotometer. So the other metals I have cadmium, lead, and aluminum. So in nickel, so the maximum nickel it can tolerate, it is up to 150 ppm. And in about cadmium, the maximum tolerance concentration of cadmium was 200 ppm. And the maximum tolerance concentration of lead was 1000 ppm. And in aluminum, 150 ppm was the maximum tolerate concentration. So after then metal removal analysis. So I also had checked the how much nickel metal it can remove. So for that, bacterial strain was incubated with specific concentration of nickel metal, and samples were withdrawn after regular intervals of time. And different cellular components were obtained, and digestion was done with 3 ml concentrated nitric acid. The removal efficiency in the cellular components were determined with the help of FAAS, that is flame atomic absorption spectrophotometer. So here are the results. I done in 12 hours. I have checked in 12 hours, 24 hours, 48, 72, and 96 hours. The maximum removal efficiency, it was shown in 48 hours, which is 48.41%. And I have also done the antibiotic resistance analysis experiment for that isolate. For that, disk diffusion method was used for antibiotic resistant analysis. So different antibiotic discs were used for that, and the discs were put on fresh lawns of bacteria on LA plates using sterile swabs, and then incubated it on 37 degrees centigrade for 24 hours. So the zone of inhibition was measured, and the bacterial strain was classified as whether it is susceptible, intermediate, or resistant, according to the Clinical Laboratory Standard Institution guidelines. So it was concluded that my isolate was resistant to vancomycin, ampicillin, carbonicillin, and streptomycin, and it was susceptible to tetracycline and chloramphenicol. So in conclusion, I can say that the current study discovered the potential of a novel strain of Kluvera cryocrescens M7 that is multi-metal tolerant and also can be beneficial for the removal of nickel from the contaminated soil and wastewater. And if we go to the future work, this research will help the researchers in exploring this bacterial strain for the bioremediation, and researchers have not been, and the focus should also be on enhancement of the nickel accumulation or removal capacity of the bacteria from the contaminated soil and wastewater by genetically modifying the specific metal transporter genes. So these are the references which I include in this slide. So thank you so much.
Yes, Hina, thank you. How nickel is harmful for the human body?
Yes, ma'am, excess of it.
So means how it is harmful? What different with the harmful effects will be shown in the body?
Like ma'am, there are different concentration, like it is 2 ppm, it is in drinking water, it should be there, but after that it can cause various diseases which I've already mentioned.
Okay. So is there any other technique, means apart from using this strain, you can remove the nickel?
Like ma'am, I have also said like chemical removal techniques and physical removal techniques like reverse osmosis, but there are certain disadvantages are there because it is highly expensive and it can also produce certain toxic waste materials, or you can say byproducts or sludge. So that's why bioremediation is better than the techniques. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Thank you
Next
so much,
is
ma'am.
Hanu Sharma. Hanu.
Yes, ma'am, actually I had a glitch, so that's why one of my friend will be presenting my.
Not an issue. You please share your screen.
Means yeah. Oh, okay, okay. Just a second.
Hello, Sonia, are you able to share your screen? Hanu, who is going to share?
Yes, sir. She is only sharing. Just
okay, okay. So meanwhile, you can share your topic. You can say about yourself, introduce yourself.
yes.
Okay.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Hanu Sharma. I am from MIT Institute of Biotechnology, pursuing BTech Food Tech in my 7th sem. So I'm going to present on the topic. The production of Cape gooseberry fruit powder and the impact of different dehydrating techniques on its therapeutic implications. So all the other things I'll be presenting very well with the PPT. Yes, sir. The screen, Didi, the screen is visible. Please share the PPT also.
Naresh Kumar, please mute your mic.
Yes, sir.
Please mute yourself.
Yes, sir. Can I start now?
No, no.
Sir, it would be better if we let Naresh begin it. Till that time, I will find out the glitch and I'll be presenting after him.
Okay, Naresh Kumar.
Yes, sir.
Okay, please present your PPT.
Okay, sir. Okay. Good afternoon, sirs. Myself, Naresh Kumar, and I am PhD scholar in mechanical engineering from the MIT School of Engineering and Technology, MIT University, Jaipur, Rajasthan. And my topic of presentation is the study and analysis of combined cycle power plant. So what is combined cycle power plant? Combined cycle power plant is that power plant which is generating more than 50% power than other conventional power plant, in which we are using two working fluids. One is One is steam and other one is gas. Presently the steam generation technology is applied only to the gas turbine cycle, and it is not extended to the combined power cycle. The reason may be due to the decreased steam turbine output with the steam injection. But proper selection of parameters for a combined cycle such that the rise in gas cycle output is more than the drop in the steam turbine output. The combined cycle output can be increased with the steam injection. So the latest advance in combined cycle technology consists in the introduction of closed loop refrigeration of the first stage nozzle. The fourth generation currently being introduced into the market. These plants are designed to reach a 60% efficiency target as a result of further increase in firing temperature, the reduction of the temperature drop. Overall, the system mechanical refrigeration has a high auxiliary power consumption for the compressor driver. This is also a drawback during the peak hours of the operation when the electricity demand reaches its maximum against absorption. Chiller exploit thermal energy from turbine exhaust gases. So what will be the description for the system? There are 5 components. One of them is air system, air compression system description. The air compressor used in the gas turbine power plant is of axial flow type, and compressor system efficiency is affected by the compressor inlet air temperature, ambient air humidity, and efficiency of the compressor and compression ratio. This is the picture showing the different components and the process of the incoming air. It starts from ambient air and it exits from the combustion. Now, second component is combustion chamber system. In combustion chamber, the chemical energy of fuel is converted into the thermal energy, and the primary fuel of gas turbine is natural gas having calorific value band of 34,000 to 35,000 kilojoule per kilogram. Now, third component is gas turbine system. The gas turbine section is the area in which the energy of the hot pressurized gas produced by the compressor and combustion section is converted into the mechanical energy. And we know that the turbine is a prime mover which converts the one form kinetic energy of the fluid into the mechanical work. So this is the fourth component, heat recovery system or steam generator system. The heat recovery steam generators may be single pressure or dual pressure we can use, and a triple pressure also we can use. In the system, the pressure boiler drum is designed ahead of a low temperature, and which can be measured with the help of the thermometer or thermocouple. The next component is a steam turbine system, and the steam turbine we already discussed that it is a prime mover which converts the one form of energy into the another form. So simply a steam turbine is a mechanical device that exerts thermal energy from pressurized steam and convert into the useful mechanical work. Now, sixth component, which is the water system. The water system divided into the 4 parts in our experiment. Removal of the water impurities and boiler makeup, water and its treatment, and the aerator and condenser and cooling tower. Now, next component is modeling for this combined cycle power plant. The air of the ambient temperature is compressed by the air and the compressor and directed into the combustion chamber. The compressed air mixes with the natural gas from the fuel supply system to the produce hot combustion gas in the combustor, and the hot combustion gas is delivered to the gas turbine where the power is generated. Now, this is the diagram for combined cycle power plant with the steam extraction. Here the air is coming from the from point 1, and then it is compressed in the combustion chamber, and next the gas turbine is moved, and the third point is showing here the pump, and 12th point is condenser where the steam is condensed, and from the 6th point the steam turbine is used to generate the electricity. There are some assumptions which are assumed during the experimentation. The combustion which takes to solve the problem listed below, the pressure drop of the air regenerative heat extraction is 2%. and the pressure dropped in the combustion chamber, we find we will take 4%, and the effectiveness of the regenerative heat exchanger is 55%. The gas turbine isentropic efficiency. Isentropic, what is the isentropic efficiency? The isentropic efficiency in which the heat, there is no change in the entropy. Efficiency is 89%, and the generator efficiency 97%, and the gas turbine capacity is 30 megawatt. The stack temperature is 140 degrees centigrade, and the pump isentropic efficiency is 0.85%. Again, we are taking, and we will get the efficiency more than 50%. Now, what are the result, and some discussions related to this? So, in the present analysis, we find that the N2, we are taking air as a fuel, and then in which nitrogen is 77.48%, and oxygen is the 2.059%, and carbon dioxide is 0.03%, and H2O water is 1.9%. After the combustion, air concentration is being changed, and here gas turbine cycle is being analyzed with the regenerator and without regenerator. The results are obtained in the following table. This is the condition of the air constituents in which nitrogen, oxygen, and carbon dioxide and water contents are also analyzed. The specific heat at the constant pressure we find in nitrogen 1.16, and oxygen 1.045%, and carbon dioxide 1.159, and H2O is 4.186. Now, effect of inlet air temperature on the first and second law efficiency of the combined cycle power plant, we find that in the x-axis is showing
Naresh,
the inlet air temperature.
Naresh,
Yes,
your time is almost over. Please
Yes,
hurry.
Yes, sir. There are some 2 or 3 results are remaining. I am explaining one by one. Combined cycle power plant efficiency is showing in the y-axis, and we find this. And after that, the effect of inlet air temperature on energy distribution of the different component of combined cycle, we find that the X energy destruction and the air inlet temperature. This is the graph showing this. And in this graph, pink color is showing the condenser, and black color is showing the compressor. Now, figure D showing the effect of air compressor efficiency and energy distribution of the different component of combined cycle power plant. The energy destruction and the compressor efficiency is showing in this. The blue color is showing the compressor efficiency, and the pink color is showing the condenser efficiency. This is the next showing the combined cycle power plant. Now, the effect of turbine inlet temperature of the first and second law of the efficiency of the combined cycle power plant, we find that efficiency on the y-axis and turbine inlet temperature on the x-axis. The first law is first law efficiency is showing by blue color, and pink color is showing the second law efficiency. Now, the references, these are the references which are included in this study. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Yes.
Any question you can ask?
Yeah, Naresh, what is the highlight of your work?
Yes, ma'am. In this work, if we are using, we know that we are using that power plant for generation of the electricity. We thought that if we are using a single fuel, then the efficiency will be lower than 50%, or it consists of low efficiency. In order to increase the more than 50% efficiency, we are using dual fuel, which is the name is showing the combined cycle power plant. In a combined cycle power plant, we are using 2 cycles. One is Brayton cycle, and another one is Rankine cycle.
Naresh?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Yes, next is.
Okay.
Okay, ma'am, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you,
Can I
Naresh.
present now, Hanu?
Next, Hanu, are you now ready?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I will be presenting by my phone. So can I present the presentation?
Yes, please start.
Okay, Hanu, please show us your PPT.
Yes, sir.
Ma'am, I think he's still having network issues, so we will call the next candidate, Isha Patel.
Yes, I'm here.
Nisha, are you ready? Okay, so please present.
I think Hanu has shared the screen.
It's Hanu. Hanu, yes, it's Hanu. Okay, so
Yes.
Isha, please wait. Okay,
Okay.
okay.
Hanu, it's visible. Please start.
Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes,
Hello?
yes, you are audible. Please start.
Okay, ma'am. So good evening, everyone. My name is Hanu Sharma. I'm a BTech Food Technology student at MIT Institute of Biotechnology, AUR. And today I'm going to present in front of you on Cape gooseberry fruit powder and the impact of different dehydrating techniques on the therapeutic implication of the product. So directly jumping to the content of my presentation, we'll talk about the introduction of this product and the various baselines, then the methodology, fruit characterization, powder development with different techniques, characterization of the powder so developed, and the further plan for the same research. So Cape gooseberry is a tropical berry of the nightshade or the Solanaceae family. It is a fast-growing herbaceous plant, and it takes around 7 months to completely grow and furnish edible fruits. Now, these golden berries are infamous for their ease in cultivation, sweet taste, and pleasant flavor. It is mainly found in Colombia, but is also grown in different parts of North India. Researchers have suggested that it has various physiological benefits like anti-inflammation, antioxidant, anti-cancerous, and also potential preventative of cardiovascular diseases owing to the presence of important compounds. Now, we've got to know that it has got a whole lot of polyphenol and flavonoid contents like the mentioned things: gallic acid, capric acid, chlorogenic acid, eicomeric acid, and camphoricol, lutein, myricetin, quercetin, catechin, and various kind of vitamins like A, C, B3, etc. Now, whenever we talk about any product and which is developed from the fruit, manufacturing of conventional products like jam, syrup, sauce, or etc. is convenient, but it is not an ideal choice for the health conscious section of the society, because while making those products, we incorporate huge amounts of sugar, salts, acids, and this makes it inaccessible to diabetic and obese people, and also the people who suffer from high blood pressure. So it
Hanu, you are on mute, I think so. Or I think.
Hanu, are you there? Again, there may be network issue.
Yes, I think he left the session. Next, I think we can.
Amit Lohan is also there and Isha Patel is also there.
Yes, so we can. Amit? Yes, Amit Lohan.
Ma'am, I think he is also not there. So Isha Patel, are you ready?
Yes, yes.
Okay,
Can I
so
send?
please present your screen.
Yes. Is my screen visible now?
Not yet.
Okay. Just a minute. Now is it visible?
Yes, it's visible now. Please start.
Okay. So good afternoon, one and all present over here. Myself, Isha Patel, and my co-researchers were Venugopal Sonima and Ayer Uma, and our research topic was perceived stress and emotional eating behaviors in first year undergraduate students. So talking about the stress, stress is a condition in which environmental demands exceed the adaptive capacity of an organism, resulting in psychological and biological changes which may increase risk for diseases. University students face many stresses such as pressure to succeed, competition with peers, academic overload, adjusting to new living situation, meeting new people, and sometimes financial burden. So stress has been associated with selection of food and with the amount of food consumed. According to WHO, the worldwide prevalence of obesity nearly tripled between 1975 and 2016. And as per NFHS 5 survey, 24% women and 22.9% men are overweight or obese, which is 4% higher than the last survey conducted in 2015 and 16. So the broad objective of the study was to study the perceived stress and emotional eating behavior of undergraduate first year university students. And the specific objectives of the study were to identify the stress level of the first year university students, to identify the emotional eating behaviors of the first university students, and to understand the association between stress and eating behavior. So, first year undergraduate students from University in Vadodara, Gujarat were enrolled for the study, and data were collected through the pre-tested questionnaire on anthropometric measurements, perceived stress, emotional eating behavior, 24-hour dietary recall, and HFSS food frequency. Talking about the result, talking about the prevalence of overweight and obesity. So the result out of total sample size where 229 were girls and 19 were boys. Majority of the students were belonging to the nuclear family. And talking about the prevalence of overweight and obesity, 16.13% of the total students were overweight, while 24.19% were obese. Prevalence of obesity was higher in males, which is 31.57%, as compared to females, which is 23.37%, whereas overweight was higher among females, which is 16.59%, than males, which is 10.52%. Now talking about the emotional eating behavior in the students. So majority of the students, which is 39.1%, were found to be emotional eaters. When they were asked about do they eat when they were stressed, angry, or bored, majority of the students reported that they were eating sometimes when they were stressed, angry, or bored. Also, when they were asked that do they feel guilty when they eat forbidden foods like sweets, snacks, or any other things. So about 36.2% of students reported that they feel guilty when they eat forbidden foods. But perceived stress level among the students. So 89% of the total students were moderately stressed, followed by 7% low stress and 4% high stress. High stressed. Male students experienced high stress than female students. And as we all know, that consumption of food, HFSS food, that is foods high in salt, foods high in sugar, and foods high in fat, can lead to numbers of non-communicable diseases So there was a significant difference observed in the frequency of consumption of high fat foods between females in the moderate to high stress category and females in low stress category. So there are some psychosocial factors like fear, boredom, happiness, lonely, sad, anger, and stress, and that effect on eating behavior on the students. So when students were asked about whether they eat or not in response to these psychosocial factors, such as fear, boredom, happiness, loneliness, anger, stress, etc. So almost 70.16% of students reported that they eating when they were happy, followed by 51.61% when they were bored, 27.42% when they are lonely, 25.80% when they are stressed, 13.71% when they're depressed, 12.9% when they're sad, and 11.9% when they're afraid. So most of the students tend to eat foods high in fat, foods high in salt, and foods high in sugar and fat, respectively, in response to these psychosocial factors. Higher average stress level were observed in students who eat in response to psychosocial factors such as happiness, boredom, fear, stress, and loneliness. So here I conclude my study that sensitizing people about stress and emotional eating behavior is necessary to stop the rising prevalence of anxieties and their related problems. Stress relief programs for students should be developed and implemented, and students should be encouraged to make healthy food choices and develop healthy lifestyle habits like engaging in regular physical activity. And thank you for patiently listening to me.
Thank you, Ishita.
Yes, Isha. A very small question for you. Which hormone is known as the happiness food hormone? Which can secrete the thing that the happiness hormone in the body? Happiness hormone?
Ma'am, I'm not sure about
Yes,
it. Uh, it might be oxytocin.
No,
I'm not sure about it.
You go and check it. It's serotonin, okay? Happiness hormone.
Okay.
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 Thank you. So next is Himanshi Mangla. Himanshi Mangla.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, please share your screen, Himanshi.
Is my screen visible?
Yes, Himanshi, it's visible.
Hello, everyone. I'm Manchi Mangla from the JCRC University, Jaipur. Today is my topic of review is hello, ma'am. Am I audible, ma'am?
Yeah, Himanshi, you're audible. Please
So
continue.
today's topic for review is AI in biotechnology for sustainable development, addressing global challenges and advancing solutions. So these are the topics which will be covered in this presentation. That is, what is AI, examples of AI, how AI works, applications of AI in biotechnology, review of literature, challenges of AI in biotechnology, future perspectives, conclusion references. Today, we are diving into an exciting world where advanced technologies come together to shape our future. Here, I am talking about how AI and biotechnology work together to create a better world. So this presentation will show how AI and biotech can team up to solve big problems globally and come up with cool new ideas. So let's start with understanding some basics, that is, what is AI. Whenever we think or we talk about AI, it comes in our head that it will be a robotic type or something, but it's not like that. Artificial intelligence is a simulation of human intelligence processes by machines, particularly computer systems. These processes include learning, reasoning, problem solving, perception, and language understanding. AI technologies enable computer to perform tasks that would typically require human intelligence. So these are some terms which we heard, like machine learning, deep learning, and artificial intelligence. So machine learning is a subset of artificial intelligence, and the deep learning is a subset of the machine learning. Artificial intelligence is a field of computer science which imitate the human intelligence, while machine learning is a branch of AI which provide machine to automatically learn. And now comes to the deep learning. It is a subfield of machine based on the neural networks. Now here are some examples of AI. Virtual assistants like Siri, Google Assistant, Amazon Alexa are AI-powered virtual assistants that respond to voice commands and assists with tasks like setting reminders, searching the web, and the sending messages. Second one is the recommendation system. Like we use the Netflix and Spotify, these use the AI to analyze users' preferences and habits to suggest movies, TV shows, music that align with their taste. Now the third one is autonomous vehicles. Many companies like Tesla are working on self-driving cars that use AI to navigate and make real-time decisions based on their surroundings. Next one is natural language processing, that is called NLP. AI-based NLP technologies like GPT-3 and BART can generate human-like text, enable language translation, and even assist in writing and content creation. The last one is the healthcare diagnostic. AI is revolutionizing healthcare with tools that can analyze medical images such as X-rays, MRIs, to aid doctors in diagnosing diseases accurately and early. Now here we'll define how AI works. First, data collection, the gathering of the relevant data from the various sources, which could include text, images, numbers, and more, to provide the AI with a diverse set of examples to learn from. The next one is the data processing, cleaning and organizing and structuring the collected data so that it is in a format suitable for training an AI model and ensuring the accuracy. Training AI model. In this, we teach the AI by exposing it to the processed data and allow it to identify the patterns and relationship within the information and adjusting its internal parameters accordingly. Now the feature extraction. Here, AI identify and select the most important aspects of data, such as specific attributes in any image or keywords in text, which help AI to focus the relevant information. Next one is the learning and optimization. Here, AI's internal settings based on the patterns is recognized in the training data, aiming to improve its accuracy and ability to make the predictions. Now, validation and testing. Here, the AI performance using new and unseen data specifically trained on and ensuring that it can generalize its learned pattern to new situations. Now, deployment. Here, the trained AI model comes to the real-world applications and allowing it to perform tasks autonomously or assist humans in decision-making processes. And the last is the continuous learning, allowing the AI model to keep improving by updating it with new data and experiences over time and helping it stay accurate and relevant as conditions change. These are some applications of AI in biotechnology, like precision medicine, drug discovery, personalized nutrition, genome sequencing, bioprocess optimization, and there are more applications in AI in biotechnology. Now let's start with drug discovery and development. The AI algorithm can shift through vast database of molecular structures to predict the potential drug candidates, significantly accelerating the drug discovery processes. In precision medicine, AI analyzes the patient's genetic and molecular data to tailor treatments that are more effective and have fewer side effects. Genomic sequences. AI can assist in decoding complex genomic sequences, which enable researchers to uncover links between genes and various diseases. In bioprocess optimization, AI enhance the production of bio-based products such as biofuels, bioplastics, and other optimization fermentation processes. Personalized nutrition, like we use many apps today so that we get the personalized nutrition on based on our preferences, dietary preferences. Like here, AI algorithm consider an individual's genetic makeup and dietary preferences and have goals to recommend personalized nutrition plans. So these are some review of literature which I have reviewed. Here, these are some applications of AI tools in the science, like machine learning have been used for the prediction of protein, ligand binding affinity. NLP have been used to summarization of some scientific articles and the extraction of key information. Computer vision have been used for the automatic diagnosis of cancer and other diseases. Reinforcement learning used in synthetic biology to design of genetic circuits and optimization of biological systems. Deep learning in genomics and proteomics for the gene expression and prediction and of the identification of biomarkers. Artificial neural networks, analysis of brain signals and prediction of neurological disorders. Knowledge graphs and reasoning in the precision medicines for the integration of patient data for personalized treatment. Robotics in agriculture for the autonomous farming and plant breeding. AI tool has also helped in our environmental biotechnology, especially I've reviewed the related to the bioremediation. It has helped in the bioremediation of oil degradation I've mentioned here. Machine learning for the prediction of oil degradation potential of bacterial strains. Natural language processes for the text mining and identifying the potential bioremediation agents. Computer vision for the detection and monitoring of oil spills using remote sensing. Reinforcement learning for the optimization of biodegradation strategies using genetic algorithms. Deep learning, identification of oil degrading bacterial communities in soil. Artificial neural networks, prediction of biodegradation efficiency of bacterial strains. Knowledge graphs, integration of environmental data for decision making in bioremediation. And robotics for the autonomous monitoring and management of bioremediation process.
Your time is over, Himanshi. Please wind up. Okay.
Okay. Here are some also challenges of AI in biotechnology, like lack of high quality data, interpretability of AI models, data collection, analysis, and standardization and integration into clinical practices. So there are also some many ethical issues of AI, of using AI in biotechnologies. And these are some challenges which are facing. Future perspectives, like again in drug discovery, precision medicine, and various fields of biotechnology can be advanced by using the AI in biotechnology. Conclusion, the collaboration between AI and biotechnology holds immense potential to tackle pressing global challenges and create a more sustainable future. By leveraging AI's analytical capabilities and biotechnology's innovative applications, we can revolutionize the industries and address complex issues for the betterment of humanity and the planet. These are the references which I've used for the review of literature. Thank you.
Thank you,
Yes.
Himanshi. Thank you.
Yes, Himanshi. A very small question for you. Is there any disadvantage of AI? Because nowadays everyone is talking about AI and AI. It's everywhere.
Yes, ma'am. There are many disadvantages of AI. First, the AI is the emotionless, while as compared to the human take the decisions by its emotion, and also it is raises, especially if I talk in biotechnology, it raises concern about privacy and the data protection. As in biomedical, every data is confidential. So there is also a problem. And yes, of course, as everyone is talking about the potential for the jobless, as AI is an advanced technique and it has potential to work in few minutes while human take more time, especially if we talk about in biotechnology. Radiologists can lose their jobs in many fields, as in diagnostic centers AI is doing good to diagnosing of the MRI scans or X-ray sheets, as the humans takes 30 to 40 minutes to analyze any X-ray or MRI scan, but AI can do it in few minutes. So these are some advantages and disadvantages of AI in using the biotech.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Sir, is there any other student left?
Yes, Hanu, are you connected now?
Yes, sir. Is the screen visible?
Yes, yes, it is
Okay.
visible.
Sorry,
Please
sorry for
start
the
your-
inconvenience, sir. Yeah.
It's okay, it's okay.
So, sir, I shall continue from the introduction only. So, as I said, Cape gooseberry or Physalis peruviana is a tropical berry of the nightshade or Solanaceae family. It is a fast-growing herbaceous plant and takes around 7 months to completely grow and furnish edible fruits. Now, the golden berries are infamous worldwide for their ease in cultivation, sweet, tangy taste, and pleasant flavor. It is mainly found in Colombia, but is also grown in different parts of North India, like Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, Haryana, Jammu, Kashmir, Himachal, etc. Now, it has various physiological benefits like anti-inflammation, antioxidant, anti-cancerous, and a potential preventative of cardiovascular diseases owing to the presence of very vital compounds. Researchers have shown that it has bioactive compounds like phenolic acids, gallic acid, caffeic acid, chlorogenic acid, comaric acid, and flavonoids like camphoricol, butane, myricetin, quercetin, catechin, and apicatechin. It has also a repository of vitamins like A, C, and B3. Now, when we talk about the product development from fruits, we first of all resort to like jam, syrup, and sauces. Now, the major problem with these products is that they are loaded with conventional things like sugar, salts, and other such unhealthy products. Now, these things are not the choice of the calorie friendly or the diet conscious people. Also, people like the diabetics and the people suffering from obesity and high blood pressure cannot have it as an option. So development of fruit powder by dehydrating the pulp becomes an ideal choice. So in my work, the methodology involved production of a fruit powder with moisture content less than 5%, which attributes it a very high shelf life in the sealed conditions. Now, it also retains many of the bioactive compounds as compared to other processed products like jams, jellies, and chutneys. Now, the various techniques which are used for dehydrating my fruit pulp was oven drying, freeze drying, and spray drying. And the general SOP which I followed was washing, pulping, sieving, and the dehydrating method, which could be any of the three, and then grinding into a fine powder. Now, first of all, I analyzed the physicochemical properties of the Cape gooseberry, which is in front of your screens. And these were some of the physical attributes like TSS of 11 degree Brix, pH of 3.88, and titratable acidity of 1% citric acid equivalents. It had a moisture content of 80.74%, ash content of 2.84%, acid insoluble ash of 1.11%, fat of 0.68%, protein 4.88 gram, BSA equivalents per 100 gram of the sample, and the crude fiber accounted 6.88% of the total fruit weight. It was also found to have carotenoids with 300 microgram in each 100 gram sample. Now, for the first method, that is the oven drying of the pulp, the 1 kg or 1000 gram of the macerated pulp was taken. It was spread into thin layers and oven dried at 60 degrees Celsius for 36 hours. The dried pulp was scraped off and was ground into a fine powder. The second method involved the spray drying method, and the third method involved the freeze drying method, respectively. Now, after the production of the powders, the main assessment was its characterization, in which we talked about the moisture content, which it had around 4.74%. The ash was found to be 5.81%. Acid insoluble ash was found to be 2.11%. Fat was 15.8%, and protein was 3.5 gram BSA equivalent per 100 gram. And the carotenoid content was similar to that of the raw fruit. Now in this table, you can see we compared the main phytoactive compounds of the powder with the raw fruit. And if you can see the vitamin C content, then the freeze drying retained most of the vitamins, most of the vitamin C as compared to the raw fruit, followed by the oven dried and the spray dried method. In case of total phenolic content, which was expressed in milligram of gallic acid equivalent per 100 gram, then in this case also freeze dried powder topped the list with 456.89 mg GAE per 100 gram. In case of flavonoids also, the freeze-dried powder was found to be the best with around 200 milligram of quercetin equivalents per 100 gram of sample, followed by the oven-dried and the spray-dried methods. The antioxidant activity which was evaluated by IC 50% or the radical scavenging activity showed us that the freeze-dried powder was one of the best choice because it retained most of its antioxidant activity, followed by oven dried and the spray dried methods. So after the development of this powder, the further research plan includes elevating the flowability by incorporation of some anti-caking agents like calcium silicate and maltodextrin polysaccharides, and the optimization of SOP for better solubility. Thank you.
Okay, Hanu?
Yes, sir.
Yes. One question from my side. Why the vitamin C content that is in spray dried was less than spray dried?
Sir, this is sir. The reason can be mainly attributed to the high temperature of spray drying. As you saw in the slide, also oven dried implied only 60 degrees Celsius. But when we performed the spray drying method, although the exposure time was less, but for that time period also the temperature was higher. It was more than 100 degrees Celsius. So and the vitamin C is very much heat liable. It is heat sensitive. So the high temperature could be the reason for lower content of vitamin C in spray dried powder.
And what was the inlet and outlet temperature when you did the spray drying?
Sir, we got the spray drying done from another institute, and what they told me when I went there, what they told me that it's around a fraction of 1.5. We keep the difference from 1 to 1.5 times in inlet and the outlet. The exact temperatures as of now I do not know, but I will get that done.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, nothing from my side. Is there any other student left, or the session?
One more candidate is there, Deepak. Deepak, are you there? One more candidate in list, but he is not present. Any other candidate? Amit, Ansh, anybody is present? So, ma'am, I think this is all.
Yeah. So thank you, Dr. Naveen, for giving this opportunity. And I think all the presentations were very good. And
yes, thank you.
yes.
Thank you from our side, ma'am, that you
Thank you
spared
so much.
valuable time and
Thank you so much.
evaluate the presentation. So thank you, and thank you, Dr. Arpit, also. And thank
you very
you
much
to all the participants who joined this session, and also the presenter presented their work. So presentations were very interesting and from different fields. So it was very good session. Thank you all. We will close this
Yes.
session now.
Thank you so much. Thank you once again.